Oh, for the fourth time, you were already unconscious when I got here. Hello there.
Hello.
I'm Jimmy Jones.
I'm Jordan Jecker.
And this is the Vodcast for Lost number 610.
The package.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Now, I don't care what anyone says, but this package was definitely all about Jin's sixth pack. Like, we actually saw, when the bathroom door opened and we saw Jin standing there, like, that was it. It was not Desmond. We had a lot of interesting things happening, especially with one person, Mr. Locke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Smokey. He's got a lot of names.
Maybe we should call him Smock.
Smock. He's kind of got that schmuck on his face. Well, for one thing, we see him twirling around that bow staff at the beginning of the episode. Well, we can clearly tell he was a Ninja Turtle in a former life.
Oh, definitely.
Like, I'm thinking he's probably, Donatello with the staff. And, Dogen is kind of like a ninja master. He could have been Splinter.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, maybe Jacob, Leonardo, and
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The boring leader, and then we got, like, Hurley as Michelangelo.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
and maybe Charlie as Raphael, or
Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Cracking the witty jokes. We also see a little bit of Faraday living in Locke. He's talking about Kate, and he says, whatever happens, happens. It's kind of like, it's like an evil Faraday almost living in him. It's like, who knows if Locke could have more Faraday? He could, like, break out these scientific facts, like, oh, the plane, when it takes off, it'll be going at a velocity of this and this.
one dangerous villain there.
Oh, I know. Like, no one can compete with science. And then, like, he'll probably ask them, just like Faraday did, to reset the time. We'll see this new version of time where Jacob never existed. That's more dangerous than any superpower I know. We also see, sadly, that Locke does have a weakness, and that weakness is water. I'll bet you, someone's going to offer him a drink, like Jack will just hand him his water bottle. Locke will be like, oh, thank you. And he'll be like,
That'd be a sad death.
Desmond, like, he came along. Maybe he came so he could, spit in Locke's face or something, and Locke just kind of melts. It's kind of lame, like, signs with, like, oh, kill it with the water glasses, but,
Yeah.
we saw, all this Jin and Sun stuff. By the way, our special guest star here was this piece of grass that cut Sun's finger, the exact same piece. And I believe they're selling it at the Lost auction.
Oh boy.
Jin, he was looking at those pictures. A lot of people thought, oh, that's so cute because he's crying over his daughter. No. You know what he saw in those pictures? He saw how fat his dog had become.
That's why he was crying.
I felt so bad for him. Like, I can relate to this. Like, it's just not fun to have a fat dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think while he was flipping through those, he didn't even see that his daughter existed. Like, I think that's really what him and Sun need to fix. Like, it has nothing to do with their relationship.
Yeah.
Desmond must have been brought here for some reason. The reason I'm thinking is he kind of had to, like, bring a harmony. He's going to go around, like, telling everyone to call each other brother. That's just kind of the attitude he has.
Yeah, that's what he does.
And then he'll, like, offer people, like, hey, would you like some future flashes? And pretty soon everyone will see the future, and after that there's going to be no problems. I don't believe all these bullcrap theories about how Desmond is electromagnetic bombs. Smart people. We also see, Widmore. I really believe now that he's not here for a war at all. Like, this is his island vacation.
Yeah, like he's definitely at the retired age, probably. So.
Mm-hmm. And he's, like, throwing these darts around, just playing this little game. Like, the darts happen to hit someone in the neck. That doesn't mean Widmore came with violent intentions.
Just a little bad at shooting.
Setting up all those pylons, everyone's like, he wants to keep Smokey out. No, he wants to get satellite television on the island, and that requires a lot of pylons to get it. I don't blame the guy. Like, it's a nice island. We also see Jack, and like Locke a few episodes ago with the dirty hand and Kate, we see that with Jack too, offering his hand to Sun. You can clearly see his hand is completely covered in sand. He's like, "Hey son, want a sand shake?" Well, Son's not stupid. She just had a cut on her hand. She knows she's going to get infected. Like, do you know the dangers of sand?
Disease galore.
It's kind of like Anakin in Star Wars 2. Sand, it gets everywhere. Sadly, we also see another scene with Jack. Like, I clearly could tell that when he saw the wound on Son's head, he said, "Well, son, that's a pretty decent-sized bum you got there." Everyone's just like, "No, he said bump." No, it was bum. We now have a love rhombus of who's all in it? Ben, Jack, Jim, and Son. Who do you think's gonna win?
Hope it's not Jack, but
I'd kind of go for Ben.
yeah.
They're just a cute couple. Then we see Hurley, you know, all this Miles talking about bacon grease. Well, I think it's kind of sad that Hurley has betrayed chickens. Like, he used to be like this chicken guy, worked at a chicken shack. Now he's going for all the, what do you call it? Pigs.
Pigs?
Yeah, pigs. People on the island aren't going to be happy about that. I don't really mean people, I mean more like animals. Like, the boars on the island, the chickens on the island, they could be having a war. That's probably the war Widmore and Locke are talking about. Like, it's not like people are actually going to shoot at each other, no. We flash over to the Flash sideways, and Kimi makes, you know, this Godzilla joke about, "I feel like I'm in a Godzilla." Well, Lost guys, if you're going to make a racist joke, you have to do it right. Like, races don't mind if you make a joke about them, but if you make it about the wrong race, we all know Godzilla has Japanese people running around, not Korean. Get it right, Kimi. We also see that Kimi wants this watch. Well, that's obviously the key to the whole show. Not necessarily the whole show, but the whole Flash sideways. It's all about Kimi wanted to know what time it was. Like, I think it's a bit simplistic, but like, it's kind of like the answer to the whole show at the same time. I'm not that disappointed. And I think if they do go back to the island, they could kind of cure this, because, you know, time is all relative there, and then Kimi wouldn't need the watch.
Problem solved.
Lastly, we see Richard going for this C4, or whatever he wants to use to blow up the plane. Like, I think it's going to be a kind of an explosive finale with things blowing up, explosions. Michael Bay will probably direct it.
I hope so.
You know, like, while Richard wants to do it, Locke is the guy who blows things up. Like, I'm sure the writer didn't intend to bring Locke back to life, but just because he's a guy who's all about explosions, we gotta have Locke do it.
Yeah.
It's just not the same with Richard. It's like, Richard explode doesn't roll off your tongue. It's a Locke explosion. Well, that brings us to our final thing.
The predictions.
For next week's episode called Happily Ever After.
That's the one.
Probably one of my favorite episodes of the whole season. This is kind of me and what the writers are doing to us. Like, it's April Fool's right now. They know the episode is close to that, so what they're going to do is they're going to end the show next episode. Like, just right there, they're going to say, "We said we were going to have 18 episodes, but April Fool's."
Oh, that would be cruel.
But clever, you gotta admit.
Disney's got their pocket in it again. You notice the title, Happily Ever After? That is Disney
It's so
material.
retarded, and it's so evil. I don't like Walt Disney anymore. We could also say that, you know, Kimi, the whole episode could be him saying his line from this episode over and over. Happily ever after, happily ever after, happily ever after, happily ever after. I think people would find it so humorous that they wouldn't really mind that we don't get any answers.
That would work for me.
Well, we're out of time for today, Island. But remember, Jacob made you special.
He loves you very much.
Goodbye.
Bye.